Thanks for joining me today, guys. We're going to be going through a holistic view on the breath, kind of just giving you some of the teachings that I've learned over the past 3 or 4 years. We're going to go over, like what is the breath physically, how can it help you spiritually, just aligning your thoughts, how you can actually increase your energy through the breath, using the breath as a tool. Ultimately, how do you use the breath to transmute your energy into like higher thought forms. So if you guys have any questions, by all means, please ask. Trying to be as interactive as possible. We're going to start with, like what is the breath physically and how you can breathe better. There's some exercises that we'll be going through on how to breathe better. And I want to say, like, a lot of this I took from Dr. Melissa Ronick, her teachings in the book Breathing for Warriors. And I also mentored under Jason Lane. He's one of the ATG coaches that helped me a lot with this, implementing it in my own practice as well as helping clients with it. So, like what role does the breath play physically? Without breath, we have no life, right? Like you can't try holding your breath. Your body almost like at one point will just start breathing normally after you pass out, right, from the CO2. So the breath is like a lot of people look at it physically just as like it plays such an important role in like our energy production, when it comes to ATP production, mitochondrial health. So not only does it play that major role in our bodies, but poor breathing can also, you know, affect your metabolic health. It's been linked to a plethora of diseases and bodily dysfunctions. And correlation doesn't always equal causation, but um, the truth is most people are breathing wrong. And it doesn't mean that like, oh, it's because you're breathing poorly that there's so much disease in the world, but it definitely correlates. So what do you mean like breathing wrong? Like just everybody take a deep breath. Does it feel like you're going up and down a little bit when you breathe? A little bit? Yeah. So, so it's not going to be everybody, but it studies show that 9 out of 10 people are breathing vertically, kind of like going up and down, and a lot of that is done like with your upper trap and neck muscles. This is, you know, not necessarily like the what we were designed to breathe with. We were actually designed to breathe more with our diaphragm. So when we're breathing with these upper respiratory muscles, we're doing that thousands of times throughout the year, hundreds of times a day. And what happens is like you end up getting like neck pain or trap pain. A lot of it comes from that, but you're also like stressing your body out because when you're breathing vertically, it signals to the vagus nerve, the one part of the nervous system that signals our parasympathetic and sympathetic moods. Tells you like, oh, you're in danger. Like this is making you stress basically. So when you're always breathing up and down vertically, what happens is you're in a constant state of like fight or flight. So you end up being a lot more stressed than you need to be. Um, and the biggest, most oxygen-rich part of your lungs is like right here in the mid belly. But what happens is like throughout our lifetime, like we have Hispanic moms, right? So like they like pinch your belly, or like they do all these things that make you kind of like want to suck your belly in. So you get used to breathing with these muscles because you're constantly bracing. In the fitness world, like we're constantly wanting to like tense our abs because you think that makes your abs stronger, but then you forget to relax because you're also posing in the mirror, so it's like sucking in. So yeah, we get this. If you look at a baby though, when they breathe, and breathe with their belly. So like, this is our natural way of breathing. It puts you in a much more relaxed state. Um, and yeah, it's like many things like COPD, asthma, heart failure, insomnia, even obesity or pelvic floor weakness have all been linked to poor breathing. So this is going to be just 3 exercises that are going to help you breathe better, or help you relearn how to breathe with the diaphragm. And some of them are just through tactile. So the first one we're actually going to start with is just cat-cow, right? So this is just a really easy way to kind of like restore the body's spinal mobility, and then learn how to like breathe with the diaphragm. So it's really intentional. I'm gonna have you just get on all fours on your knees, and we're gonna cow is like this way, like think like wide like a cow. We're gonna want to fill up the sides of your lungs, the back, the belly. Think just round breath, right? And you're gonna do this position, which is almost like making a U with your spine, And then the cat is going to be a full exhale. We're going to round our backs like a cat that's upset. And we're going to think about getting the belly button to the spine. So fully emptying out, fully inhaling, thinking round, and then fully exhaling, trying to get the belly button to spine. So kind of to accompany this, I'm going to be just putting on a little bit of music in the background. We're also going to have a bell, and I'm going to do inhale every 7 seconds, so you guys can do this through the nose, and then exhaling every 7 seconds. So when you hear the bell, that's when you need to exhale. Inhale. When you hear it again, that's when we need to exhale. So give me 1 second to put that on. So 3, 2, 1. We're going to start with the inhale, cow position. Think wide as you can. And then fully exhaling now, cat position. As empty as you can get your stomach on this one. Fully inhale. Yep, so you get the tempo of it. And then fully exhaling. So you want to make this almost like as forceful as possible, like you're really trying to train your diaphragm, trying to squeeze everything out while still being mindful of it. Yep. Fully. If you can't do this through your nose, try doing it through the mouth. We're really just focusing on the muscles, not training our body to breathe through either nose or mouth. So fully exhale. Oh. And then once you can't inhale anymore, try to take another sip in at the very last second. Fully exhale. Keep trying to get everything out. Squeeze the belly button. Squeeze the diaphragm. Fully inhale. Awesome. Okay, you got 3 more breaths. All right, guys, and that is it on that one. The crows are joining us today in celebration of life. But something I forgot to mention, like we're training these muscles. We have about 10 pounds of muscle that help us breathe in and breathe out. So the diaphragm is the biggest one. The diaphragm, when you breathe in, it actually pulls down. So it's a little bit counterintuitive, but the diaphragm pulls down to allow more room for air to come in. And when you exhale, diaphragm goes up. But you're also using all the muscles between your ribs to fully exhale. So the point here is to train these muscles around the ribs, fully exhaling, and then training your diaphragm to fully inhale. So we're getting the diaphragm stronger, but also all these muscles, right? There's about 10 pounds of muscles that most people aren't using or training very well. So that's the main objective behind these exercises. So we're trying to be as intentional as possible, right? You're trying to think of like not necessarily 1 rep max, but you're trying to go as hard as you can. You're trying to go to failure on these. So you might end up sweating a little bit. So the exercise number 2 is going to be an intercostal stretch. So we're actually just sitting cross-legged for this one. And with this stretch, the point is to stretch out the muscles in between your ribs so that we can access more room in the rib cage when we're breathing in. So this one, you're going to start just hand up here. You're going to take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, you're going to breathe out and sink deeper into that stretch. Right? So now when you inhale, again, deep, you're going to feel a big stretch here in these muscles. And then as you exhale, sink a little bit deeper into that. We're going to do 5 breaths each side. We're already at 3. Breathe in. Take another sip. Let it out. Sinking a little bit deeper into that. Again. Another sip. Breathe out. And if you want more, put your hand on the other side of your face. And this is the last one. Breathe in. And let it go. I'm going to reset to the middle.
This one is good.
Yeah, really big stretch there. Trying to give as much access as we can for the inhale. So now again, breathe. And let it out. Fully exhale, sink into the stretch. Breathe in. Another sip. Hold it. Let it out. So once you breathe in, take another sip. Hold it for a second and feel that stretch. We're going to do again. Number 3. A little bit deeper. Deepest one. All right. That's it on that one. We're going to keep going with the stretching for the intercostals. This one's called a spinal twist. So we're going to do another 5 reps to each side. And the spinal twist, you're still cross-legged in the same way. Oh, actually, no. We're here, bringing one leg bent like this in front, and then one leg straight. You're going to take that leg that's bent and put it over the leg that's straight. And then you can start here, just grabbing your knee. That's going to be the first twist. So again, we're going to breathe in. Feel the stretch, and then as you breathe out, twist a little bit deeper. If you want, you can put your elbow inside or outside of that knee and do repeat. So breathe in. Trying to get a little bit deeper into that stretch. You can bring your elbow closer to your thigh. Breathe in. A little bit deeper. Or breathe in again. Take a sip. Out. And then last one. If you want, you can do one more, almost like pressing into the twist. And swap sides. So now straighten out the leg that was bent, bend the one that was straight, and then bring it over. Again, we can start just here. Breathe in. Hold it. Twist in a little bit deeper on the exhale. In. Out. Deeper every rep. Number 4. Last one. All right. So with that one, again, we're just stretching out the intercostal muscles. Probably feels good. Yeah. So now you should have a little bit more range in there. When you're breathing in, you can take up the sides of your lungs as well. We actually, whenever you take a breath, it should be fully 360. You should be able to breathe in through the belly, through the ribs, through your back as well. We actually have lungs in the back. A really easy exercise to work those muscles in the back is just like a child's pose. This forces you to kind of press up against the belly, and then you forces you to use more of that back. So when you do that, you should kind of see your lower back um, breathing as well, expanding. Yeah. Thank you. So, but we're not going to do that one. We're actually going to do diaphragm extensions now. So if you guys want to grab a weight, I want to toss it. Watch your foot. Thank you. So you can also just use like a really thick book. But what we're doing with this one, and I'm just going to do this on the ground, is we're using tactile feedback for the diaphragm. So you're going to place this weight on your belly button. It's more comfortable if you bend your knees while you're laying down. And we're going to do the same thing that we did in the cat cow with this one. We're going to do 7 seconds in, but then we're going to hold at the top. During that hold at the top, you're going to squeeze your belly button, your root chakra, right? Like your sphincter, really, is what it is. You're going to squeeze out as hard as you can, and then just 2 seconds, and then release. Fully exhale. Be as empty as possible. You're going to squeeze at the bottom as well. So there's going to be 6 seconds in, 2 second hold at the top, 6 seconds out, and 2 second hold at the bottom. 1 second, one second. So, all right. So we're laying down. Breathe in, push the weight up as high as you can, and then breathe out. Let it go as deep as you can. Squeeze. Breathe in, push it up. Squeeze at the top when you hear the bell, and then exhale as you hear the bell. Fully empty. Squeeze at the bottom. So breathe in. Squeeze at the top. Out. Squeeze at the bottom. So when you breathe in, now we're holding at the top. Squeeze fully. As you exhale, try to lower it down like you're controlling a weight, like the eccentric of a weight. Hold at the bottom and breathe in. Push it up as far as you can. Hold, squeeze. Now we're out. Fully exhale. And now you're going to squeeze there. Up, hold, and out. Controlling it down slowly. Let don't just let the weight fall. Control it. Hold, inhale, hold. And we got 4 more breaths. Inhale, exhale. Squeeze all the air out. Inhale, hold at the top like you're bracing. Exhale, squeeze all the air out. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. Inhale, hold at the top, brace like you're about to lift a weight. Last one, exhale. And squeeze. All right. So that's it on that one. So it's it's a really good one just for like reteaching that diaphragm to move, right? Honestly, I feel like this is probably the most important part for general population to like learn how to do some of these exercises. Once you know how to breathe through your diaphragm, you can then start to strengthen that inhale and exhale. There are more exercises that do that, but for now, we're going to move on to explore other aspects of the breath. But before I say that, there's actually ways you can actually measure breathing IQ. So you can actually take a tape measure and measure the number of difference between your exhale and your inhale, so you know how much circumference you're breathing with. And you can take that number and then I forgot the equation, but yeah, yeah, but I'll put that in the comments or whatever if people want to know their breathing IQ. But it's based on your circumference and then your location of breathing. So location of breathing, you kind of have somebody observe like from the side, just taking a normal breath where you're breathing from. So if you're breathing up and down, that's a vertical breathing. If you're breathing horizontally, that's ideally what you want. And then there are some people that breathe with both, and that's like a hybrid, right? Ideally, you want to be horizontal breather, and you want to have between 3 to 5 inches of circumference, depending on your waist size. But yeah, we're gonna explore more on. Where's my book? We're gonna explore a little bit more of like what is the role of the breath spiritually? You know, like how can you use it as a tool to then get into higher states of consciousness? How can you use it to expand awareness? And first of all, let's define like what you think of when the term spirit comes to mind. Like the reality is, it's really just something. It means something non-corporeal. So it can also allude to thoughts or things of the mind, um, as not necessarily just ghosts or Jesus or like whatever entities you believe in, but it's uh, it's really about like how to do your mental house cleaning, right? And the breath is a way that you can do this. Actually, Tantra is a yogic tradition that is based on expanding your awareness, and they do a lot of breathing practices for this. So we're gonna go through a breathing practice um, from the tantric teachings, and Tan just means um, awareness. Tra means expansion or to liberate. And this practice is based on the bringing together of four different elements into one single flow. So number one is breathing awareness, right? The breathing in and out, and what that means spiritually, and then concentrated visualization. So we're going to visualize how the breath goes in through our energetic bodies, and then how it returns into the universe. And then a mantra is a way to it's a way to help expand the mind, but it's also just a tool that allows us to focus the mind outside of ourselves. So mantra in the case that we're going to be using today is so hum, and a mudra is a movement expansion. So tantra expansion of awareness, mantra expansion of the mind, mudra is a expansion of movement. A mudra can be a hand sign. And you can kind of use that to guide your breath. You can use one or two hands. And I'm gonna kind of show you guys like the different layers for all of this, right? So the first layer is the breath, awareness of the breath. So inhaling, as I mentioned before, in yogic traditions and physically is when your diaphragm pulls down to make space for air to come down, right? So the inhale, the diaphragm moves down to let air in, and in yogic tradition, this is the movement of embodiment of saying yes to life, choosing life, right? The first breath that you take when you're born is like you're like saying yes to life, like you're in your body, um, like almost like bringing it down to earth, right? So through the breath, it's almost like you're embodying you that energy of breath of the prana, as they call it, or some people call it chi, oxygen in the scientific term. And then the exhale is the rising up, right? Your diaphragm moves up to push air out, right, through your nose. Um, this is like called, I guess, the movement of surrender. In Yegi's tradition, releasing up into the transcendent. The exhale is going to be the last breath that you have in your body, right? Your exhale. So that is kind of like surrendering into the divine, into space. So with each exhale, there's an opportunity of surrendering and giving into the universe, merging with infinite space is what's believed. And then there's the pause between the breath, right? Some people, Eckhart Tolle, I believe his quote is that the God is found between the inhale and the exhale, the pause between the breaths, and it's really just like being aware of that space between breaths, getting in touch with your subconscious mind, because whenever you fully exhale, your body just naturally breathes in, right? That's your subconscious mind, and just being aware of that and basking in that awareness. So it's really, we're gonna do this. The first practice, the first layer of it is just awareness of the breath. So thinking to inhale, coming down, and then hold or bask in the stillness, and then exhale. Right. So we're gonna do 5 breaths, just being aware of that, um, coming down into saying yes to life, and then the coming up, surrendering to the divine. So kind of inhale, exhale, inhale, just pausing for a second or two, exhale, being aware of the stillness, inhale, exhale, and then the next layer is concentrated visualization. So now that you're aware of your breath, now we're going to try to visualize. These layers are all, ultimately, the objective of Tantra is to expand your awareness. To do that, you kind of have to be outside of your body. So these are all, or excuse me, outside of your mind, more into the body, and then feeling the energies around you. So in order to do that, you kind of have these layers are helpful to just kind of concentrate on the breath, and then allow your mind to expand into other things, to be empty. This the emptiness of the mind is just allowing you to take things more in of the physical world, right? Like you're more aware of things, and this is a state that we're naturally in, right? Like if you look at somebody who's a hunter gatherer, they have much better senses when it comes to hearing sound, but also they're much more aware of their energetic body. So this is kind of helping us to it's a tool to expand our awareness of your energetic body and of the things around you. So layer number 2 is concentrated visualization. We're going to visualize a bright light when you inhale, coming down from the top of your head, right? Your crown chakra, which we all used to have like a hole here when you're first born. Babies have this one to be able to have the mobility of the skull to be able to come out of the womb, but yeah, this seals up as we get older. But anyway, so you're gonna inhale and you visualize a bright light. It can be any color. It ultimately is like how to explain it? It's like the essence of your. It represents the essence of your nature, right? The core of your being. So it can be whatever color you visualize. Cobalt blue, white light. For me, I like to use a golden light. So you're gonna visualize that coming in through your crown chakra and descending down into the space where your heart is, and just think of it kind of like expanding your heart. And then as you exhale, we're gonna visualize that same light coming up and out through the crown chakra. So with practice, some people say that this feels like a cooling down on the top of the head as you breathe in, and then a warming of the top of the head as you breathe out. So you want to visualize that light coming down through your central canal, right? Our vertebrae, the spine, flowing down through the brain, through the throat, down into the heart space, filling that up in the space between breaths. You want to think of it expanding, and then as you exhale, let it come out the same way through the heart, up through the throat, up through the brain, and then out into space. And you want to visualize that kind of just flowing out and dissolving into space. So this one, we're gonna do the same breath work we just did. 6 seconds in, 2 second hold, 6 seconds out, 2 second hold at the top. And again, we're not necessarily holding here. We're just kind of like being aware of that space. Yeah, I think that's as loud as it gets. I can move it closer to you. Yeah, we'll just pause the music on this one. So breathe in, and just notice and exhale. Think of it flowing out through your spine. Inhale and let it out. Visualize the light dissolving into the space above your head. Breathe in. And then visualize the light coming down into your heart, expanding, and then out. Inhale. Hold, let it out. This is our last one. That's it. So the third layer, and again, use as many layers as you feel like are needed. It might be too much for you to concentrate on all of them, but these these first two layers are the essential ones. From there, we kind of use mantra. So this is something that you would repeat within you, not necessarily out loud. So the mantra is Sa Hum or Hum Sa, depending on if you inhale first or exhale first. Really do whatever feels the most natural, but the hum on the inhale is again saying yes to life. This is saying that hum is basically saying I am that I am, right? So that is in the yoga references the divine or infinite consciousness, the power underlying all things in the universe, and and this is you saying you are the divine in your true nature, not in the egoic image that we have of ourselves. And sa means I am. So that's on the inhale. So sa hum. I am the divine, or I am infinite consciousness. Um, Sa is the one again surrendering. So you're kind of saying like I am, and then hum, the divine, saying yes to life, embodying that divine energy. So again, we're gonna do this. We can do this together. As you inhale, think hum, and then out sa, and then in between you're just aware. Hum sa sa. So that's the next layer. And as you do that, you can then visualize the light coming down into your heart, expanding, and then visualize the light coming out and dissolving, right? So when we're gonna then also put the mudra in there if you want. This is the fourth one. This one can be kind of distracting, so I actually like to just kind of like start it off with it. and then kind of just let it go as I'm able to finally tune into the other layers of the meditation. So this is a short meditation you can do throughout your day to kind of realign your energies, realign your chakra centers, and gain more energy in general because you're also think you're energetically pulling down energy into your heart. So we're gonna do all of them together, and I actually don't like the bells that much, so we're just gonna do it on your own. I'll start you guys out just a rhythm, and then we'll go from there. So so inhale, exhale, inhale, hum, sa, hum, sa, sa. You can do it within your own mind. This YouTube channel is called Breathwork Beats. They do an amazing job of kind of like doing breathing exercises with guided breathing exercises with music. Uh, and then going into breath holds. So we're gonna do 3 rounds. The first one is breath of fire. So this one again is the one we just went over. And the second one is alkaline breathing. This one is through the nose and then exhale through the mouth with a large sigh. So big inhale through the nose. You're gonna do a double inhale. The first one is deep. Second one, another sip, and then let it all out. So both of these we're gonna do double time in the first one. They're also gonna explain these. But the point of this is just to get tons of oxygen into your body. That's the point of the breath of fire. And then the point of the breath, the alkaline breath, is to lower your heart rate. So we're getting lots of air in, and then we're lowering the heart rate so we can process that air better. And then the third part is 1 minute breath hold. So in the minute breath hold, we're literally just trying to expand our ability to tolerate CO2. That helps you in the gym or in sport in general. But it also kind of helps you calm the mind, right? So there's the two aspects, the physical aspect and then the spiritual or mental aspect of the breath. It's like just being more relaxed in stressful situations. So the first part is the breath of fire, going into really trying to squeeze the diaphragm and use the diaphragm on the way in, squeeze it on the way out. The alkaline breath is double inhale through the nose, audible exhale through the mouth. Now one we're going to do double time as well. You guys got it? Okay. So we're going to do the guided breath.
In today's session, we're going to be doing 50-second breath holds, 3 total rounds with all of our unique breath styles that you've heard so far. Breath number 1 is breath of fire, which is a short, rapid inhale and exhale through the nose, and it sounds like this. And then we're going to shift into alkaline breathing, which is a powerful nose inhale and a sigh of relief out the mouth. It sounds like this. So let's go ahead and get started together now, like this. Breath of fire.
Just an inhale and exhale. Repeat. We're going to use double time after that. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale,
Double the
exhale.
speed.
Bounce.
Alkaline breathing. Good, powerful breaths. Double the speed. Good, stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fully inhale. Big exhale right into our breath hold. We're beginning our 50-second breath hold. No air needed. Release all the tension in your body. Ten more seconds. seconds. 3, 2, 1. Recover your breath in. And exhale. Return to normal breathing. Get ready for round number 2. Let's begin. Breath of fire. Double the speed. Alkaline breathing. Double the speed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fully inhale. And let it all go. 50-second breath hold. Completely relax. Allow all thoughts to escape your mind. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Recover your breath in. Big exhale. Return to normal breathing. Get ready for round number 3. Round number 3. Let's begin. Breath of fire. Double the speed. Alkaline breathing. Good, powerful breaths. Double the speed. Good, stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fully inhale. Big exhale right into our breath hold. we're beginning our 50-second breath hold. No air needed. Release all the tension in your body. Completely relax. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Recovery breath in. And return to normal breathing. Congratulations on making it through another session. I hope you're feeling energized, full of vitality to take on your day in a better mood and able to handle anything that comes your way. With that being said, thank you for breathing with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy.
Yeah, so those guys are great. If you want to get into some Wim Hof breathing and some Alkaline breathing, they do an amazing job of like just putting the beats together, making it entertainment and easy to follow. How do you guys feel
Good.
after that? Yeah. So that one is Trevor probably said that in the beginning. It kind of makes you feel a little bit lightheaded. You're taking in so much oxygen, right? Um, but really great for like getting energetic for the rest of your day. Um, and it's yeah, like I already feel like more energetic. So that one's practice that allows you to kind of bring in some of that source energy into the physical realm. And the next one that we're going to be going to is the alchemical breath. A lot of people call it like the hermetic breath. It's called alchemical breath because um, by the terms, you're turning lead into gold. So the term lead into gold. I mean, Isaac Newton was somebody who studied alchemy. A lot of these people try to actually physically turn the material lead into gold. What they actually ended up finding is that alchemy was used more as a spiritual guide to take your lower emotions, your animalistic desires, and turn them into spiritual desires or things that are resonating more with the higher feelings of love, kindness, and those like high peaceful emotions, right?
What time is
So this
it?
is why it's 2:50. Yeah, I know I gotta go in a little bit. Make sure it's on. Your phone's still on. My ankle kind of hurts from sitting that way. Yeah, so the whole prospect of alchemy is like turning lead into gold. But would they then, you know, Isaac Newton, M. D'Oreal, some of the people that studied esoteric teachings, these esoteric teachings of Hermeticism, they realized that it's actually just transmuting your energy, your emotions, right? So we all have this life force energy, which is our sexual energy. For men, it usually resides within like your lower chakra, like your root chakra. Um, and for women, it usually resides in the heart. Like women tend to be more in tune with their heart and their emotions. Um, but you can take this source energy from your root chakra and physically pump it up to your crown chakra, your pineal gland. And what this does is it takes those animalistic desires, these energies, and turns them into more kind, loving desires. It fills you with more energy, with more love, and like a lot of people in the yogic traditions would say that this fills you with endless physical energy as well. Because once you have that love, the energy of love, of kindness, of I mean, you can name it, Jesus, that Christ energy, right? It um, allows you to be more creative and allows you to do express that physical energy and create things in real life in a way that you can't really do if you don't access that root source energy. So this is like a way to bring spiritual energy into the physical realm through your actions and also through the chakra system, right? The channels within our spine. So the physical part of it is like you're squeezing your perineum, right? Your sphincter, and taking that energy and then you're squeezing your um, diaphragm, sucking it in like this, and then taking the muscles in your diaphragm and pumping them, using them to pump cerebrospinal fluid up your spine. So this fountain of cerebrospinal fluid that men have is like semen and women have is like their in their ovaries. You can actually like squeeze that energy, and it's actually cerebrospinal, which that energy then like gets turned into cerebrospinal fluid. But anyways, like through your vertebrae, you can squeeze that energy, that fluid, with your muscles up the spine and into like the higher centers. So like you want to think about squeezing it into your crown chakra or your pineal gland, so that you're focusing your energy there and then drawing that energy up. So this is yeah, the breath of transmutation. Does that make sense for everybody? I mean, you guys have any questions on that one? No. So it's something that you ultimately want to do on your own, but we can do like a little guided version of that, and that's really the ultimate practice of going from like what is the breath physically to then what does it do spiritually to then how can we use the breath to then increase our own energy with our bodies, right, through oxygen like we just did, or through the energetic fields that are also physically in our bodies, right? Like we there's much more research being done now about consciousness and like the energetic part of our body, the lymph system, and how all that correlates. But there isn't a lot of research about this stuff out right now. But people like Joe Dispenza teach this type of breath and transmutation, or as he likes to call it, a dispenser breath, um, to kind of like help you have more creativity and like more energy in life. So again, the way we do it, we're just going to take 5 normal deep breaths, and then when you're ready, one deep breath, we're going to hold it, and then squeeze the perineum, squeeze these muscles down here, and think about drawing your belly button in and squeezing that. Right, that's your fourth chakra. Then you're um, using the muscles in your diaphragm and of the solar plexus of the fifth chakra. You're going to pump those muscles while you're squeezing the other ones. So squeeze all 3 and then pump these muscles up here. Use them and think about literally the energy flowing up to your crown chakra, right? The whole time your attention should be here, your energetic attention should be here, and your physical attention should be here, pumping up, right? While you're holding your breath. Now, you might get to the point where you can't hold your breath anymore, and that's okay. You're going to do multiple breaths of this, right? Let's do like 3 or 4 rounds, and that's pretty much it. Cool. You guys ready? So 5 deep breaths, just normal breaths to relax. Relax your body physically, starting from the top of your head. Relax your eyebrows, your face. Just drop any tension that you have there, and then come down to your shoulders. Again, fully relaxing the entire body. Coming down to your chest, your diaphragm, relaxing the hips, relaxing the knees, toes, no tension there. Take one deep breath, let it out. Let it out. And on this third breath, fill up your diaphragm all the way up. Take one more sip and hold it. And squeeze the perineum. Bring in your belly button. Keep squeezing and then pump fluid up from your diaphragm. Use the muscles in your diaphragm to pump that up, keeping your attention in your third eye. Start to feel pressure in your forehead. keep pumping until you have to take another breath and let it out. And let's start over. 3 deep breaths. Try to relax your body. Don't just go immediately into it. One more time. We're going to do a deep breath. Yeah, so you might not get it, like the first time you practice this. Honestly, like it took me like maybe like 5 times before I even felt anything, but it almost feels like a pressure going up like to the top of your forehead. I don't know if you guys felt anything similar
Kind of pressure.
here. Yeah. Do you feel anything? Like in your, oh yeah, you felt it? Yeah. So like uh, if once you practice it enough, like you can actually like reach altered states of consciousness just doing that. Like sometimes they call it, people also call it like the DMT breath, because you can start to hallucinate, and start seeing things. But yeah, it's just like you're just drawing that energy up, and if it actually helps if you do the mewing thing, because this helps connect the energy up to the pineal gland. So if you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, that helps. And once you start feeling like that high feeling, like take your time and just like bask in that before you start doing it again. But yeah, like usually like 5 or 6 times just trying to pump it up is 10 minutes in a session. But like I said, like the first 2 or 3 times you might not feel anything. But yeah, hopefully, hope you guys, were able to take something from this. I just kind of wanted to share this with my YouTube audience and then wanted to share it with you guys. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope this helps kind of renew your day. Something that I really liked from my yoga teacher that he always does is kind of go around the room and ask you guys, how do you, in one or 2 or 3 words, like describe how you feel today. If you guys want to do that, we can pass the mic around. If you don't, we don't have to. But
Serene.
Serene.
I started with a little bit of back pain and now it's gone.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, love it.
I can recharge.
Recharged. It's good. Awesome. Well, thank you. Well, I feel I feel honored to be here with you guys. So thank you for letting me share some of the things I've been practicing, and yeah, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Namaste.